And welcome back to Talk Utah. Holly Love, Trip Mitchell. And when you think of great film festivals, what comes to mind? What's your first?
Cannes.
Okay.
Toronto.
Or is it Cannes or Cannes?
Either. I think it's Cannes. But
Okay. Cannes, because I'm so metropolitan.
yes.
Then Toronto Film Festival, one of the great ones. And then obviously Sundance, and Sundance has put Utah on the map. And one year Billy Crystal was hosting the Oscars, and he basically called the Oscars Sundance by the Sea.
Oh.
But the fourth of the
Yes.
big ones, this is the real big one,
This is the big one.
Gangrene.
And we have it here. That's how cool
We don't
are.
have Gangrene here. We have Ben Fuller from
Well,
Gangrene.
yeah.
Ben, congratulations. You're involved with a pretty amazing festival. That's a lot of fun for people. Tell me how you got involved and tell us about Gangrene.
Gangrene Film Festival got started as a backyard film festival party for the guys I work with about 16 years ago. They just actually the first one was a series of film strips. They made film strips, you know. They actually just went out and shot stills, and then they had a pre-recorded soundtrack with the beeps, which would, and they had like 20, 30 people in the backyard, and then every year it's just gotten bigger and bigger. Right now we pull roughly 800 to 1,000 people at the Ed Kennelly Amphitheater in Layton, Utah. And it's just gotten bigger, and it's gotten more unique and more silly and quirky. The whole night is geared towards making you laugh.
So you check your
big
maturity at the door.
Pretty much, yeah.
You've got a code check person.
Yeah.
For that.
I got involved about 10 years ago. I actually hired the host. I was working at a marketing company, and I hired him to work for me. And he says, "Oh, you need to meet my friends." And then we met, and I went to the first one. I'm like, holy cow, this thing is incredibly cool. I want to help. And since then, I've actually gone on to work with the guys now. We have a full-service creative agency for our day jobs. And instead of taking our marketing money to market us as an agency, we put it into this.
Oh, that's logical because you have actually adult clients. You were just mentioning the state fair is one of your
Right,
clients.
we're just wrapping up the Utah State Fair, and we do a lot of MLMs and technology companies.
So you have mature adult clients, but you go out and have so much fun. And again,
Everybody
you said it was,
just loves this thing. Bill has told us time and time again, this is like an experience you have to have. I've
It's-
never been, and I'm so excited to come this
It's
year.
pretty fun, yeah.
Because he is like, it's not just watching the films, it's the whole thing. It's the experience. Whereas
it's
I
a
work
full
for Sundance,
experience, yeah.
and the festival is an experience, but he said it's this all
Holly is mature
Really
in
not,
this group.
obviously.
Now, I grew up going to Rocky Horror Picture Show in Boston on Friday nights, and
Right.
I was trying to explain that experience to Holly.
I've never done the
Do
Rocky
people
Horror.
throw things up at the stage at least?
No, but last year we shot hot dogs out into the audience.
Nice.
Well,
So
Good
I
hot
like
dog.
I like the Rocky Horror example. It's kind of like that, but for the whole family. You don't have to feel bad about bringing.
How do you pick the films?
We go through without a box, and we have other entry formats, and then we just all watch them, and whatever makes us laugh, we start narrowing it down. We get a couple hundred entries a year, and
Are they from
they're from
nationwide?
they're from all over the world.
Nice.
We've had films from England represented. We actually had the filmmaker come in from London to attend, and
you
he
sent him a
thought it was.
Greyhound ticket and he came in?
No, yeah. He just took the bus right across the Atlantic.
Swam a little.
Yeah, but he came in. He had a blast. We have Canadian filmmakers. We've had films from Australia. Place I'd like to get more filmmakers from is Utah. In Utah, we're kind of this weird secret.
Why?
Kids.
Are people too serious?
Yeah, I think they hear the name Gangrene Film Festival,
What?
and they're
Oh my
like, what
goodness.
is that? But the ones that have come out have always wanted to come back again.
And they are required to be a short film, like a certain
It's a short
time
film.
limit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better. Comedy's better, the shorter and punchier it is.
That's Holly's explained that to me many times as I drag on. So.
Well, I think we need to extend a challenge out to our Utah audience. I don't think people know that then, or that they have a shot, or how do you go about submitting?
Well, you just go on to Without a Box. You go to our webpage or our Facebook page.
Which is iloveholly.com?
Exactly.
Okay.
We have a lot of explaining to do when we use that. It's
Wives
actually
and girlfriends are not happy.
Why?
gangreneproductions.com or facebook.com/Gangrene Film Festival.
And then when is the submission due? Because you guys are every fall around this
Yeah,
time of
we
year, right?
usually open submissions in January.
And what's the longest a film can be? 'Cause
We
they're all
don't want
shorts.
more than 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's actually longer than I thought.
Yeah, if it's 20 minutes, it's a real uphill battle to get in, because what we've noticed on longer films is that the filmmakers tend to not spend as much time on the comedy and try to be more character-oriented, and we'd rather be laughing.
What's going to make you laugh? What's going to get
Ooh,
their
that's
short-
good.
Let's get some inside info.
We like silly. We like
So you
fast,
saw
punchy.
our
We like
first segment, so you think we're too mature?
yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
But
Well, Holly probably is.
you just have to hang out
She's a
with me a
pro.
little more. But I bet you think, because here's the thing I always learned in improv classes and that sort of thing, is that you probably like clean humor, and that's the hardest humor to actually work, because kind of the go-to humor is to do dirty
Yeah.
jokes, and that's because you're a family-friendly
most-
film festival.
The most frustrating thing, and Craig and I were just talking about this because we had a couple that are just awesome, wonderfully hilarious films, and they dropped the F-bomb in like the last second of the movie. It's like, oh, why did you do that? It
Yeah.
was funny. You didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
And now I can't show it to my family audience.
Yeah, so it needs to be
Because-
clean. That's obviously a first prerequisite, and
Yeah.
then
I
what
mean,
else?
the content could be challenging, but there are just some things that
No scatological humor?
yeah. Well, scatological's okay. You just can't show it and don't say the words.
Okay. And
All
I'm,
right.
I'm dating myself where Mel Brooks, I laughed like a 12-year-old, but
Oh, I love Mel
Blazing
Brooks.
Saddles,
Yeah.
but I was a 12-year-old, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it worked out pretty well.
Who
It
are
was
some of
good.
your favorites to go back to?
Actually, we're doing. We talked about this a little bit before. We're doing a creative symposium this year on Saturday.
This is the first year you're doing a
This is
second
the first
day for
year,
the festival.
and it's a full day of presentations, discussions, portfolio reviews, script feedback. Sudden Death, the movie, is one like across the nation. It's been in over 100 film festivals, won Best Picture at more than 50 of them.
Really?
And it's a musical about this disease that people suddenly start singing,
Oh,
musical
nice.
theater like, and then falling over dead.
Nice.
And the director, Adam Hall, who's just finished, is doing a web series called Research that stars Barry Bostwick and Doug Jones. It's got very, very good reviews as far as webisodes go, web series go. He's coming out. He's going to be doing a workshop on directing
cool.
comedy and getting the best performances out of actors for comedy.
Ooh, how do we
And-
get into that?
You just show up. It's only $25 for
Kids.
a full
Holly,
day.
you live in Davis County. This would not.
Right. So I've been in LA for
That'll
a
be
while,
at
so
the-
that'll explain my absence. But I'm all in. I'm excited.
You should be there. It's
Wow.
it's at the Davis Conference Center
Okay.
on Saturday, August 30th.
Well, we'll be there on Friday for sure, but plan on me for Saturday. I'm
Yeah,
excited. I might bring some
absolutely come
friends,
by.
right, guys?
Hey, Ben, thank
Yeah.
you so much for coming by
Well, I
and talking
appreciate it.
about
It's-
gangrene. And final question, how did gangrene come up? I mean, it's
The-
a topical
the
name. And
The name?
I
Yeah.
heard Robert Redford was going gangrene Sundance.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
guys finished second.
We had a pretty difficult legal battle with him
Okay.
to wrestle
be
it out
tough.
of his hand. Actually, the other guys when they were kids, they had a movie company, and they were down shooting in a abandoned western ghost town, and there were nails sticking up everywhere, and they thought it'd be funny if somebody actually stepped on one and got gangrene. And then as that joke continued
Continued.
on, they just called themselves the Gangrene Production
'Cause
Company.
Holly and I have a company called Snakebite. And
Yeah.
it works pretty well for us. We'll be
That's
back
what we
after the short break. Trip Mitchell, Holly Love. You're watching Talk Utah.